My husband cheated on me. So I let him think I didn't know. I didn't confront him when I found out. I didn't cry in front of him. I didn't ask questions. I didn't even change my behavior. I just watched. It started with something small. A message. Not even a suspicious one at first. His phone lit up while he was in the shower, and I wasn't trying to snoop. I just glanced at the screen. A name I didn't recognize, and a message that said, "Miss you already." My stomach dropped. But I told myself I was overthinking. Maybe it was nothing. So I did what most people do. I ignored it, until I couldn't anymore. Over the next few days, I started noticing things I hadn't before. He smiled at his phone more, started taking calls in another room, became weirdly protective of his phone, even turning it face down all the time. And the worst part? He was still the same with me. Still kissed me goodbye. Still asked about my day. Still said, "I love you." That's what hurt the most. Not the cheating. The normalcy. One night he fell asleep on the couch. His phone was right there. Unlocked. I stared at it for a long time, because I knew, once I looked there was no going back. But I looked. And everything shattered quietly. Messages, pictures that weren't mine. Conversations that went back months. Months, while I was sitting next to him every night, thinking we were okay. I didn't scream, I just locked the phone, and sat there in silence. That night, something inside me changed. Not loudly, not dramatically. Just, permanently. The next morning I made him coffee like always, smiled like always, acted like nothing had happened, realized something. If I confronted him now, he'd lie, he'd deny. Or worse, he'd apologize and expect everything to go back to normal. And I didn't want that. I wanted the truth, without warning, without preparation, without him controlling the story. So I stayed quiet. Days turned into weeks, and I played my role perfectly. The loving wife, the trusting partner, the woman who had no idea. Meanwhile, I started preparing. I gathered evidence, screenshots, dates, details. I made sure I knew everything. I also did something else, something he never expected. I detached, emotionally, slowly, carefully. I stopped investing in him, stopped caring about the little things, stopped expecting anything. And he didn't notice. Because people like him don't notice what they already take for granted. Then came the final step. I waited for the right moment. It happened on a random evening. We were invited to a small dinner with friends. Nothing fancy, just casual. She was there. The girl from the messages. He never told me she would be there. But the moment I saw her, I knew. And the way they avoided eye contact, that confirmed everything. Dinner went on like nothing was wrong. Laughter, conversations, normal. Until I decided it was time. At one point, someone joked about relationships and trust. Something light, something harmless. And I smiled. Then I said, "Trust is funny, isn't it? Especially when someone thinks you don't know what they've been hiding for months." The table went silent. I looked at him, then at her, and calmly said, "For a while." His face changed instantly. Color drained. Words stuck. She looked like she wanted to disappear. And I just sat there, calm, collected, in control. He tried to speak. "Wait, I stopped him. "No. Don't explain, not here." Then I stood up, grabbed my bag, and said one last thing. I only needed one moment, and I walked out. No scene, no crying, no begging, just silence. Later that night, my phone was full of messages, calls, apologies, excuses. I didn't respond, because the truth is, I had already left. Not that night, not that moment. Weeks ago, when I first saw that message. What I learned? Sometimes the strongest move isn't reacting immediately. It's knowing the truth, and choosing the perfect moment to let it destroy the illusion. If you've ever been betrayed like this, just remember, Silence doesn't mean weakness. Sometimes, it means you're preparing something they'll never see coming. He thought I'd forgive him, but I was already gone. I didn't block him that night. I didn't need to. My phone kept lighting up. Calls, messages, voice notes. I can explain. It's not what you think. Please just talk to me. I read every message, not because I cared, but because I wanted to see how far he'd go to rewrite the truth. And just like I expected, he lied, even now. It didn't mean anything, it just happened. I was going to tell you. That one almost made me laugh. Going to tell me, after months? I didn't reply, not that night, not the next day, not even the day after. Because for the first time in a long time, I felt something unexpected. Peace. No overthinking, no second guessing, no waiting for texts, just clarity. A few days later, I went back to the house, not to fix things, to end them properly. He was there, sitting exactly where I had left him that night, like time hadn't moved for him, but it had for me. The moment he saw me, he stood up. Please, just listen. I didn't sit, didn't get comfortable. I just stood there and said, I'm not here to argue. That confused him, because he was ready for a fight. P. For emotions. P. For tears. P. But I had none left to give. P. I'm here to get my things. P. Panic hit his face. No, we can fix this. I'll end it. I already did. It's over. I looked at him calmly. You should have ended it before it started. Silence. Then came the guilt. I made a mistake. I shook my head slightly. No, a mistake happens once. This was a choice, repeatedly. He didn't have an answer for that. Instead, he tried something else. What about everything we've built? That question used to mean something. Now it felt empty. You mean the relationship I thought we had? That hit him. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then I said the one thing I had been holding in. I trusted you completely, and you used that against me. His eyes dropped. And that's when I knew. He wasn't sorry because he hurt me. He was sorry because he got caught. That realization, that was the final switch. I packed my things quietly. No drama, no shouting. Just the sound of drawers opening and closing. He followed me around like he was losing something real for the first time. Which he was. Please don't do this. I stopped for a second. Not to reconsider, but to be clear, I'm not doing anything. You already did, and that was it. I walked out again. But this time, it wasn't heavy. It felt like I was finally putting something down I had been carrying for too long. The next few weeks weren't easy, let's be honest. There were moments I missed him, missed the routine, missed what I thought we had. But I never missed him, the real him. Because once you see someone clearly, you can't unsee it. He kept trying. Messages, calls, even showing up once. I didn't engage. Not out of anger, but because there was nothing left to say. And slowly, he stopped. Life moved on. I started focusing on myself again. Things I had ignored. Things I had postponed. And one day I realized something strange. I felt lighter. Not because I won. Not because he lost. But because I chose myself. And if there's one thing I learned from all of this, it's this. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Because love shouldn't feel like confusion, and trust shouldn't feel like a risk. He lost me, and that's when he finally understood my worth. It's funny how silence changes things. Not the kind of silence where you're waiting for a reply, but the kind where you've already decided you're done. A few months passed. No contact. No checking his social media. No just one look. And slowly, he became a stranger. My life, on the other hand, started to feel like mine again. I rebuilt everything. My routine. My confidence. My peace. I started doing things I had put off for years. Going out without explaining myself. Making decisions without considering someone else first. Feeling free. I wasn't pretending anymore. Then one day, out of nowhere, I saw his name again. A message. I miss you. I stared at it for a few seconds. Not because it meant something, but because it didn't. This was the same person who had months to fix things. Months to be honest, months to choose me. And now he missed me? I didn't reply. A few days later, another message. I know I messed up. I think about you every day. Still nothing from me. Because I had learned something important. Missing someone isn't the same as respecting them. Then came the final attempt. He called. I don't know why, but this time I picked up. For a second, neither of us spoke. Then he said quietly, I didn't think you'd actually leave. That line said everything. He didn't think I would leave. He thought I'd stay. Forgive, adjust, accept, like I always had. I took a breath and said, that was your mistake. Silence. Then he said, I lost the best thing in my life. Too. And for the first time, I agreed with him. The what if? But now, it felt like a closed door. I'm not that person anymore. He didn't understand. What do you mean? So I explained. The person you cheated on, the one who trusted you completely, she would have said yes. But she doesn't exist anymore. That hit harder than anything else I could have said. Because it was true. I didn't hate him. I didn't even want him to suffer. I just didn't want him. And that's a different kind of ending. We ended the call quietly. No drama. No shouting. Just two people who were no longer part of each other's lives. After that, he never reached out again. And me? I moved forward. Not into another relationship, but into myself. And that's when everything changed. Because the truth is, the real glow-up isn't making them regret losing you. It's reaching a point where, even if they do come back, you don't want them anymore.